Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm Frozen, and today we're going to do a let's look back at UnderMine. So we've been playing the early access for UnderMine 2, and I wanted to have a look back at the first one. I'm going to start off with a new run immediately, and I kind of want to compare some of the mechanics that just don't exist. You there! Get in here immediately. Yeah, I want to compare some of the mechanics, so that's kind of the whole point that we're going to do. Peasant, I have an important task for you. As you have noticed, this mine is plagued with terrible earthquakes. I need you to delve into the mine and find the source of these tremors. And there's another thing. Our blacksmith has gone missing, and without him, the forge line is dormant. If we were to delve deep into the undermine, we will need someone to forge new equipment. Find the blacksmith and the source of the tremors. Now off with you, peasant. Take this key and unlock the entry to the mine. Do not fail me. Thank you very much. Wait, peasant. Take that journal on the table. The journal. Keep that journal with you. Refer to it if you ever seek an answer to a question. Thank you, old man that looks like Gandalf. So, yeah, first things first, to show us any differences, we have something called gold integrity. We have bomb damage, throw damage, swing damage, and our health as well. We also can see on there, we have the time in the undermine, the gold and the gold kept, thorium and canary level, which is all very interesting because none of these currently exist in UnderMine 2, which is unusual. You've noticed we do not have a stat block, but we do have these, which basically upgrade our base stats, which all equate to this stuff here, as there are 6 of them. I think the only one that is not kind of there is the counterweight and the mitts as well. I think those ones are a little bit different on those. But something on there is a little bit different from what you expect it to be. But yeah, that increases gold integrity. This increases bomb damage. I think this is the swing damage. I think this is the swing, yeah, it's the swing range, I think. I think this one is the health, and that is just your actual swing damage. This is throw and throw range. But yeah, very all interesting. Let's unlock the mine and go down. So immediately there's a lot of differences, a lot of kind of cool mechanics going on. So we'll run through this tutorial first and see what we can grab our mitts on. Telling us all about all the cool mechanics as normal. Press X to attack, thank you very much, I already knew that. And here, we can't get through here, but it gives us a bomb to find our solution. We don't have a key, so it does give us another bomb. I think it doesn't give you any more bombs than necessary to kind of unlock this, but we'll keep our bomb here. Now this teaches you about throwing your weapon. It's a pretty good tutorial, to be honest, to teach you like the basics of stuff. I think the only thing it doesn't teach you, they are thieves, beware of pilferers. You can see that they go and steal your gold. And as you see, as the canary picks up gold, he gains XP. And as he levels up, he basically becomes quicker. So you can see you got 1 XP there, you got another XP there, got 2 XP there, I think. And 1 XP. But he gets 1 XP every time he picks up gold, basically. And we have the cleaver, which can sometimes drop meat from your enemies. Thank you very much. And we shall now continue on and drop down. I like the fact you can't just drop down in the hole, so you've kind of got to like press it to go down to level, which is kind of a weird thing to kind of praise the game for, but it is kind of interesting. We have this room here, which is basically like Black Rabbit's room, where I can offer a artifact to give them to hold onto for another run, which is kind of nice as well. That kind of sometimes appears, sometimes does not, so. But yeah, you can see like we don't have like luck and stuff like that. We can see a box shaking, so we know like there's an enemy in there. Look at that. It's these subtle things that kind of like really garnered my attention for the first game and kind of made me really kind of like it in that sort of way. And I thought like kind of going through and explaining kind of like why I like this game so much in that aspect was always a good way to kind of like get that point across. Ooh, we have a chest with that needs me to use a key. But I don't have any keys. How delightful. And let's go over this. Let's go into this room here. Use those mushrooms to go there. We get a bomb. Let's just bomb this wall. No special rooms, which are also very thing. And we have Wayland. Oh, hey there, friend. My name is Wayland, and I'm the blacksmith. I was just down here picking some mushrooms when one of those quakes caved the entrance in. It's cool, I got a prescription from the apothecary for these. Really appreciate you blasting me out of here. Drop by my forge if you find yourself up to. I'll key you out with some of the best gear, and I can also craft any blueprints you find lying around. If you need one, you may even find one in that chest over there, free of charge. Alright, see you soon, pal. Good old Wayland. By the way, if you can afford it, I suggest you buying that pickaxe on the rack over there. Did a fine job on that one. Okay, see you soon. Don't know. I just feel like the characters themselves have more character, if that makes sense. No idea why. So my swing damage has now been increased. Very nice. I only have one more bomb, which we kind of might want to try and use to maybe get like a secret room or something. Or like try and find a key, but... Ouch, that is not what you want to know. Let's see if we can find something. I'm going to put the bomb here, maybe? No. Here might be a better choice. Oh. Temporary increased swing damage. Okay, fair enough. I forget, can I move these? No, I cannot. Ah, I thought I might light it up and then get me in a chest. Never mind. But yeah, so you can see the game kind of has punished me here for not having keys, which I believe this is the whole issue with some of the difficulty in the early game, especially when you're first starting out. Like, you're not really meant to get very far, you are meant to kind of just lose a lot to succeed getting further, which was, I think, kind of the only detriment, in my opinion, to the game that way. Because, like, you just couldn't progress. If you didn't have, like, keys or stuff, you couldn't get items, which meant that you kind of do stuff. But there's a reason why it's built like this. It just means, like, your very first run is always pretty terrible because of these particular reasons that will end up happening later, and we'll go through them as we kind of unlock them. I have my poison axe, so stuff gets poisoned, which is kind of nice. As you notice, that guy didn't take on a poison status effect. We got this thing here, which we can have a look. Requires a special key. Don't bother, it's locked tight. Let that wizard bamboozle me into coming down here and looking where to got me. If you help me out here, I can help you out too. I have some useful skills in a bombsmith and all. I just love the fact they really kind of like make them have accents and stuff, you know? Just try to tank that, you know? As we do have some stuff away to watch out for that. I would like to get a key. We do get a key. Now the thing is, like, do I get the chest or do I go for the item room? Do I go for the shop? Those are the choices. I'm going to go for this because normally you get good value out of it, but you never can tell, so... Oh, I took a hit there as well. Darn me. No. I'm never letting that voice go. It'll always be around in my repertoire. So I made a terrible decision at losing my key. I mean, it also kept a lot of the same mechanics that you probably will end up seeing. You can see that we got some food from that guy, which is very nice. Oh, we got a key as well. Shop or item room? I'm going to go item room because I don't really want to gamble in a shop that doesn't give me a key back. So we'll try and figure that out. Ooh, friendly bomb blast fire projectiles. Shrapnel. Thank you. Just what I wanted. And as you can see, the bombs technically have more of a thing to play around with. Now here, we get a mini boss, which is different from our original one, right? So it's something that is kind of like not that you wouldn't have expected, right? So it's like you get these like subtle differences, and I think the mini boss stuff is actually pretty good, right? Because it gives you something to think about and something to try and face off against, like earlier on in the game, which allows you to kind of like set the difficulty a little bit higher because you like got something to overcome. Admittedly, I am like, let's just drink this potion, shall we? And there he's gone. We can pick up the key. And because there's lots of gold around here, we'll let the bird level himself up a little bit. And we'll just collect my trophies. We've got another blueprint, Archer's Pendant. And then we also got Bounty Contract as another blueprint. Interesting. And we still got like the purple gems and stuff like that as well. What are they called in here? Thorium. I'll try and collect the thorium. We'll let the bird get all the stuff. Because I would like to show, like, you know, the fact that the bird does level up and he becomes, like, quicker and stuff. And it was kind of a unique mechanic that I kind of like the idea of. And, of course, you do get, like, other familiars, as you saw in the pause menu, or in my book. So you get the bestiaries, which is, you know, looking at all of this stuff, which is cool. All the items you unlock, which we've seen that requires crafting. The familiars, which also gives you there. So, Helpful picks up gold. Gold picked up by the canary with the peasant. Gold picked up by the canary and the peasant is increased in value, so we get more. And the pilfer spirit, the canary gains speed and can steal gold from pilferers. So it gives you nice abilities. And then you got stats and the log and everything else. So, yeah, it was, it's pretty good. Let's go and let Dobson go. Dodson, yeah. Hey, thanks to you, friend. Very glad to be out of that cage. I'm heading back top. I don't trust that wizard, but I got nowhere else to go. Make sure you pay me a visit. I can upgrade those firecrackers you call bombs. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you very much. But yeah, do we get another key? Oh, we got another bomb. So yeah, like bomb damage and that stuff become like a very important part of the game as well, which we saw it did in the it does in the second one. So kind of like implies the same sort of progression that you get. Some fish, very nice. Another bomb. The one thing I do say is I do like the sparseness of resources in this, even though it is a pain in the backside, right? Ah, the classic rooms. Ta-da! Only problem is, as you can see, I now have to go back through the room. There is no shortcut in these worlds. Back in my day, we didn't get free shortcuts when we completed a room. We had to go and complete the room in reverse. The bombs affecting the rats still, that's always a hilarious thing for me. Getting a bit of knockback on the bombs, which you don't get in the new game, I noticed. Right? It's a very small thing, but it is kind of a big distinction, right? Let's go this way. And our elemental slimes we still have. Which is the one thing I like, is the tar actually slows you down. So it's not just a thing, it's also that. I don't know if it slows you down in the new one. I haven't noticed any like slowness from it. And you can see that the one is very nice because it shows that the meat took damage. And we get an item straight away. Adds an armor point of health to the health bar. I will take that because that seems delightful. Could take that, gain the bomb, and we'll move on. Talk to him. Hello, would you like to join our loyalty program for 1200 gold? Yes, but sorry, you don't seem to have enough of the shiny objects. Perhaps you can take out a loan with your masters. Thank you, Hilfer. Maybe we can get that to join the rewards program. Thank you much for more food. And I believe here this is actually a secret room. Oh, it wasn't. Never mind. And we have the classic nest. Now these actually do, I think, keep summoning stuff. Like continuously. There's no sort of like mana function. So that's a new thing that's been introduced into the new game as well. There's enemies having like a mana bar as such. I do actually have that thing, so we should go to a small, easy room and try and get the gold if we can. Maybe we can, like, crack the game a little bit. Let's go. This room is not good enough for it. This room would seem good enough, but I don't think it is. I want something that allows me to kind of, like, protect the things that I already have from, like, all the evilness. And, ooh, good bomb here. I saw the sparkle. There we go. Unlock it. Oh. Never mind. Okay, let's drink this. This room is good enough for it. I'm going to try and let the birdie pick everything up if we can. You see the pilferers just keep being summoned in. I am min-maxing a little bit. Maybe I'll pick some up. I want to make sure I get enough gold anyway, you know. No, you don't. No, you don't. Ah, no, you don't. Stop taking my gold. He leveled up. Cool. But you can see now the gold now will basically get more valuable because he's now in the level 2 status, which is the bit underneath. So he's a helpful citizen that gets gold. He now got the philosopher touch. Then he gets the pilfer spirit on level 3. Which allows him to get more. We can also already steal them from there, but yeah, it's the priorities. So nothing up here. We do have our item room, so let's go in there. And we have the boots. Float boots. I can now walk on air. Now I do not have to worry about pit holes and all that jazz. How delightful. And we have some of our characters here. Madam, I am going to have to kindly ask you to turn around. The dungeon is off limits. Good old Batcat. And Toadvine, who doesn't say anything because he's stern and must look mean. But you can see that's the way I gotta go down. I gotta get past that, but the only way I can go past that is by unlocking the door, which we've got, in this case, to face the boss, which is actually, like, once you have beaten the boss, is completely optional to do again. The other thing is like, this is why I kind of mentioned, like in the other games, the fact that this kind of kept really cool stuff, because this boss will now show you happens to be Silt from the first game, or from the second game, but in a pre-form, his larval stage, which I think is more dangerous like this. So yeah. At least in my opinion, I think he's more interesting like this. Ooh. And this is pretty much his entire boss cycle is this. So he does that, goes under the ground. He then creates this sort of thing here. He then does this, and then he does the same cycle. Summons eggs. Does his little dance. Which I think is like pretty cool, right? Ouch. Can we beat him first try? There's a question. Maybe not. I would like to think so. Oh, he turned the one way I didn't want to. I got died 10 times. Man, I haven't done these achievements in a while. I mean, to play this on my Xbox, I think more than I did play it on my computer, to be honest. So maybe I just haven't played it that much on here. Oh, back to the hub. So yeah, now we get to go back to the hub with some of the gold we kept. Peasant, I have something for you. I'm going to leave you alone. Get in here, peasant. Okay, we'll go and see the dude. Peasant, you've returned. Oh, someone new. Very well. Peasant, I have gathered some special items that may help you in the UnderMine. Feel free to use the gold in the mine to pay for them. They will, of course, remain company property. Do not fret, though. The canary will ensure they are passed in the case you meet your end. Which explains a lot of things. So we have here Gagger's Foot. We can pick objects up from a distance. Glasses. See the names and health bars of enemies, and then we also have the salt shaker, which increases the effectiveness of food. So this is one of the things that I liked about this game, was the fact that you kind of use the gold, which you can upgrade and buy stuff. Like you can buy bombs, you get the Echo Blast, which is to upgrade the bombs to blow up special rocks. We'll go see Wayland as well. Oh, hey there, bud. You're a bit taller now. I mean, you're definitely not as colourful. Anyways, thanks for giving me a hand out that cave. I've come into the forge and have some new wares on display. Check them out. All the finest quality, I promise. If you buy something, I'll supply it to you and all your buds, you know? In case... you know, well, you know. Also, I can craft relics if you come across any blueprints in the mines. Bring them my way. Yeah, so we can do all the whole crafting. Relics are powerful items that give you all kinds of bizarro powers. Someone out there drew up a whole bunch of blueprints for them. Most of the time, they're just some sort of ancient and mythical thing, but I can craft them, no big deal. Okay, so yeah, we can actually get him to craft all this stuff and add some bounties to the random room. Deal more throw damage at high health, and then we got spikes, break spikes, take names with the craft boots, and that's kind of the whole thing. Then we've got the tempered axe, we get to increase our health. Hand covers increase range, gold sack upgrade for there. Like, this is all the cool stuff, and counterweight increases throw range, which is something that I really miss from the current game. Because do you know how good that is? Increasing my throw range? For now, though, the best thing you can probably buy is losing less gold, because you get to keep more gold, you get to spend it up here and increase on upgrades, increasing your health, so technically you can get further as well. I think increasing your throw increases the range damage, because range damage is always good as well. And then we'll do that again, just because it is probably one of the better upgrades. Anyway, then, upgraded bombs increases bomb damage, which we must take. So you can kind of see the whole sort of cycle is the fact you go into the mine, you have the progression and stuff, which is kind of why I like it, because the gold that you get to spend in the mine is the money that you get to spend outside. I probably will be honest, I am not a fan of the coin token system. I feel it kind of defeats the whole purpose of the whole gold collection and stuff now. Ooh. Big guy. And to the left here, we have Black Rabbit, so let's go speak to her. Ooh, boy, look at you. Your hat is so on point. I'm Black Rabbit, the adorable mother of critters, queen of the tavern, and destroyer of hot cross buns. Heads up, though, fashionable ones. Someone took out a rock bar mimic around here, and ever since, well, bad things have been making their way up from the depths, which is why you need this. What do you say? Blueprints don't normally come this cheap. And for you, my friend, the family discount. Blueprint, lucky charm. We can now craft it. Ah, the doofus bought it. I used a scrap of paper. I'll make a fortune off those suckers. Oops, I said the quiet part out loud again. What I meant to say is thank you for your patronage. I hope to do business again with you again soon. Have a wonderful day. Hey, what is this, a shakedown? Ah, look, now pilfers are even free out everywhere. Every nook and cranny. Seriously? Yes. You get what I mean? Like, there's so much more charm, I think, in that way of just like how everything has it. Not like in a bad way, just like, you know, it's kind of the same thing of like, I think like the original Hades versus Hades 2 is the fact that it's a different kind of charm, but it's not quite the same as the original, which is what kind of draws that line of distinction between the two, right? Like, the jokes are almost kind of like watered down. Let's do this. May unlocks. Oh, we do. I need a bomb there. But as you can see, when we came in here, we actually started with gold from our previous run, which, again, kind of helps with that progression, which means that then I can get more good items early on in the shop and all that jazz as well, which is kind of really nice, because that was always one of the things that, you know, you can say you kind of could moan about. Was the fact that like you felt like you had a lack of progression to be able to like buy stuff or do things or whatever. Especially in that like first shop anyway, because the fact that everything you used to upgrade wasn't the same currency. It was all different stuff. And I don't know why it's different. I don't know how that improves the game design as such. And this is kind of something that I'll always end up talking about when you go from like one game to the next is, so at the moment every upgrade and everything else in this game is done via gold, right? Including every purchase and stuff, I think, except for certain special things, which makes them a bit more special and unique. Ooh, lightning bombs, let's go. So introducing the sort of like crown coin system is a bit unusual. It was like, where have they come from? What's going on with those and stuff? And did I not have an item? Oh, we didn't use the item room yet. Did I have a shop? No, we didn't have a shop this... Yeah, no shop. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Let's go down there. But it's those sort of things where it's just like, if you make a change, what benefit does it bring, right? And then basically all I have now is a currency that I can't really use. You've also limited me from, like, essentially having large amounts of gold and stuff. I mean, you get, like, a stupid amount of gold in the game anyway from just where the game functions. Like, I think we easily could get, like, 8,000 gold on some runs, which kind of, like, defeats the point, especially now that we're quite far in the game. So in this way, the loss of gold is kind of is partly a gatekeeping mechanic as well as helps you progress, right? So it does twofold things. You need gold to upgrade stuff, but you only get better and large amounts of gold when you go further on down, and you need gold to buy some of the upgrades and stuff anyway before you can get stronger. but then you might need to use them in the run, and there's this really cool dichotomy of, do I save the gold to use on the run, or do I buy the upgrades now and basically make my run slightly worse as I can't buy stuff as easily, right? And I kind of wish they kind of lent into that a little bit more. Like, really kind of focused on that part of the game mechanic of, like, you have to make a decision between spending your gold and keeping it between runs. Because then it makes you have to think about, like, okay, what do I want to go for? And then we have here, which increased experience gained for the familiar Cosmic Egg. So it kind of makes you make decisions even before a run even starts, so you feel like you have more agency about what you're trying to do. And one of the things in this game, I don't know if we'll unlock it today, is you can get the Pilferer shop to appear in the home base, which means that you can buy extra keys for the run or extra bombs before you even start, which then gives this idea of you investing for the journey, right? Which makes, even though that you kind of putting the peasants into the meat grinder as such, it kind of gives the peasants a little bit more of yeah, we'll do this. Might get a key back. Okay, and then blow this up. So you can go to the shop and see what we can get. Maybe we should go for the 1200. Maybe we should go for the 1200. Right? Yeah, let's save up. Let's save up on money and see if we get that 1200 to unlock him. I feel like I would like to do that. And I did waste a key and a bomb when I could have just wasted a bomb. I know, I can do dumb stuff still. It also means that, see, he leveled up. Now he's level 2 again. I guess we'll go to the left, because we see a place that needs a key, so... Get a key then, we can get to this item room as well. I do find that the enemies are probably a little bit slower in this game in comparison, like the projectiles and stuff, and I think there's also, like, certain enemies that just don't appear in the second one compared to the first one, right? But yeah, I am just trying to get the gold here. That's my main objective first. Do we just try and wait? Ooh, what's in here? Beltrame! Nice to see you.
Oh, a human servant. Perhaps you can help me. Baba sent me below in search of 3 particular mushrooms. They are nothing like these pathetic ordinary mushrooms. They are quite unique with special qualities. I'm not allowed to return until I find them. Baba has no sympathy for my condition. But if you help me upon these mushrooms, I will bring them back to me, so that I can leave this dank and dreary cavern.
Find mushrooms for you. No worries, Beltrame. We have done this many times before. Many times before. And let's go and just search all these rooms. Well, I don't really want to waste the key on that chest, unfortunately. So, yeah, we're just going to leave that. Unless I get another key. If I get 2 keys, though, one's going into... But yeah, there is a... So, like, yeah, like this Firefly shoots 3 times instead of just the once. And this guy can be very strong. Best thing to do is just let him tire himself out. And use him to break secret rooms. And you saw a bomb came from a wall there, and he broke the bomb. Yeah, so these guys are pretty much very tanky compared to they are in the new game. I don't know. I mean, it's been a while since I actually started the second one anew, so I could be doing some favoritism. Now we can do this and we might get a chance of a good thing, we might get a chance of a bad thing, but we're going to ignore it because I do get unlucky. Immediate value versus non-immediate value. Now here we have the Massa. Reduce throw damage and increase swing damage. Fair enough. We'll take it. So this really kind of puts you into the idea of like, oh, I'm a swing build, or oh, I'm an attack build. You get detriments versus bonuses, and I kind of like that aspect of this as well. Rather than kind of the way the current game does it, where I can always just pick up a throw build at any point and just go with that, you know? I think that was always my issue with the current, like the UnderMine 2, because you kind of do end up just being put into a position where you kind of always end up picking like throw mechanics, and like it's kind of nice, but it does limit your ability to kind of like play anything else but currently at the moment, right? Ooh, a key. Let's go to that chest then, why not? Let's min-max this floor a little bit. Oh, he's trapped. Well. Thank you, game. That was well worth it. I told you, nothing's... No point wasting keys. Ooh, we got Black Rabbit again. Let's go and see her. Ooh. Ho ho ho! You have entered Black Rabbit's super special, totally not rigged lottery. One of these does nothing, one lever blows everything up, and one lowers the wall. Can you go home rich? Do you dare to play? Well, right is always right, right? Don't want to talk about it. Totally not rigged, totally not rigged. So, let's buy this. Yes. Excellent. I'll send my assistant to set up things in your lobby. Thank you for being a loyal patron of our shop, and we look forward to your future transactions. And off he goes. Off he goes. So yeah, we should see him now appear in the lobby upstairs, which means that we can buy stuff for him before every journey. Which then allows you kind of set stuff up, which is kind of like a really cool part of it. And I kind of think that they, I really hope they add that stuff in, right? Like the ability to spend the crown coins on stuff. Ooh. Because I believe it's like a really good part of this game overall, and the mechanic in general. I took hits when I didn't need to. Because it is something that I think is like, okay, we've seen those guys again. Like, I think it's like a really like important part of the game mechanic, and he just fell down the hole. Delightful. And that's a fire slime that also set the floor on fire. Ooh, and that's a thing that needs a bomb, so we can use this here to get a special bit. Nice. And we can't do anything here. And you can see we have no mana as well, which is another thing, right? Now, I can't remember if there are no activatables, but I will assume that there are not for now. Because there's no mana bar, right? You can see here. Beep. Found nothing. Fine. But I can't collect skulls here. Skulls are not important. Although they are old peasants, basically. So who knows how long this maybe had been going on for. Oh, you got that. Lucky you. Ooh, food. We'll collect the food. Pick it up. But yeah, all the same mechanics still exist, which is kind of nice. And we got this room here. So you can buy the key. We can also buy this as well, which will drop some useful things. we all know what it drops, because we've all seen the other game, which is one of everything. And we'll buy the key, we'll buy this as well. Might as well stock up on everything we possibly can do. I like the items like have that fixed value assigned to them, so like later it becomes like, ooh. Like it's kind of like almost less important, because you'll have so much gold you can just buy everything every single time in the shop, but then you'll get like items in the shop as well to actually purchase also. So yeah. And as you said, at the moment we haven't actually seen any blessings, although we kind of haven't got curses either yet. But they do exist. They are around. You can get them. My favorite bloodline. Chance on hit to chain lightning. I guess they've kind of gone more into the multiplayer aspect, which again is not a bad thing, right? I will say that much. It's not a bad thing. And you get like the familiars and stuff, so you almost create a party again, which is kind of a more unique way to play it. But we'll go in here, blow this up. Because we do that, we can then... Oop. So you see, throw builds don't become as overpowered, but we do get a chance. Don't know what the chance is. Man, it's hilarious. So that sign that we kind of hit said something about darkness. So this is why I love this. The puzzles are so awesome. We spotted a mushroom. Nice shade, cool. It's the small things like that that show like the game was hiding interesting mechanics. They still do it in the new one as well. I just haven't figured out all the puzzles, right? Man, I still remember that from playing it from like ages ago. And then, yeah, we can face off against this guy again and see what we can do. So our swing damage is our best thing. I just love that sort of like entryway to this thing, and it gives you sort of like a cool thing. And then this happens, like he just goes around you like, you know, circling his prey. Now I don't bombs to test it out. My worry. You can see like the summoning stuff can get really overwhelming after a while. It is limited, I think, to like a certain amount, so you can actually take them out quite nicely. Oh, come on, really? I gotta try and do this and no hitting. Again, every time. Every time I jump the wrong way. You gotta jump backwards, and I keep forgetting to jump backwards, not forwards, because he hits it and goes to the side, and I just keep making the same mistake. But yeah. Yeah, we keep the golds, and we get to see how many enemies we vanquish, all that cool stuff, and the schematics we unlocked. So yeah, and now we got this guy, which allows us to make the other guy slightly more easier to purchase stuff from. So it isn't the bomb stuff or anything else, but I can expand the items inventory if I go and purchase all these special vouchers and stuff. So you can expand the food supply, expand the the shop item supply, or we can expand the item special item supply, which is, yeah, relics and stuff and cool things like that. But yeah, so this is kind of like the differences that I kind of pointed out within the other game I'm playing, and kind of what I'm comparing the second one to quite a lot. There's a lot of different mechanics that aren't as complex, but do make the gameplay slightly different because of it. And even like the thorium and stuff is slightly different because you have to defeat bosses to be able to get the thorium, to be able to then upgrade and craft relics from the blueprints and get that sort of progression. And gold allows you to get more powerful bombs, upgrade your stats and stuff, so you can defeat those bosses to get the thorium to then go through. So there's a really good cycle of gameplay. When playing through kind of like the new one, I felt like that cycle was a little bit broken because you always need gold because you always use it in the dungeon, and every other form of currency is just used as another point to do other things once you collect them from special events and stuff. So but I felt like the special currency was getting drowned in. I was crafting items. They all cost quite a high amount. I can only hold 500 of them, which is really weird. You know, this doesn't have a limit on how much thorium I can carry, as far as I'm aware. So I could have 999 of it. Another kind of point of contention when it limits you to how much you can have, so you can't like have a god run if you just stockpile and buy every item. But maybe that's what we'll do with this one if we want to keep doing some videos on here. But yeah, this is kind of a little bit of a quick look back at the original UnderMine, and I thought it was kind of interesting to kind of like compare the two games currently. Obviously the other one's still in early access. They're going to be changes, they're going to do all sorts of different things to it, so don't ever kind of like think I'm actually niggling or nitpicking, but it's one of those things where it's like, I hope they do look back at this game and think, these were really good ideas. Why have we changed it? Does it give any benefit? And if we are changing it, how well can we make this work and give it more beneficial effects, you know? Like the whole coin system can work perfectly fine, but there'll be a cap eventually where I can't use the coins and stuff, which means then like, what's the difference between that and it being the gold that I spend in a dungeon kind of thing, you know? And maybe the scaling can work a little bit differently with the gold, so you always can, like, you know, have enough essentially as you go through the game. But anyway, if you do enjoy these videos, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and if you do want more of just normal UnderMine compared to UnderMine 2, do let me know, because I would like to play more of this game. Even if I don't put up on the channel, it's something that I do enjoy. Again, take care, and I'll see you next one.